Hello and welcome to this week's Heard It Through the Grapevine. I'm your host, co-host, so sorry I've demoted you already, Robert Crawford, and I'm joined as ever by...
Olivia Hobson.
Not who was on last week's show. We had this new girl come in, Olivia Hosbin. Yeah. She was pretty good. She was okay. She was all right. How's your week been, Liv?
It's okay. A lot of train delays this week into work. And yesterday I was really angry because I had train delays in the morning, then I had train delays in the afternoon, like on the way home. So straight away when I got on the train yesterday, I was really pissed off.
Right.
You know, and then you get agitated and you get really like...
Aggy.
Yeah, and you kind of make it clear to everyone around you on the train that you're annoyed.
Huffing.
You're huffing at people that have still got their backpacks on when the train's packed, you know, stuff like that. So I was making it very clear that I was annoyed, like I looked like I wanted to kill someone. And then I realised I hadn't really been listening to what was in my headphones. And literally on top volume in my headphones, I had Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton playing. And I was like, if the people next to me would have heard it, because you know, top volume, someone can hear what's in your headphones.
And you got iPods?
AirPods, yeah.
What are they called? Oh yeah, iPod. Yeah, AirPods.
Like they don't block out the sound.
No, they're not very good. So that's.
And I was like, God, I must look like a sociopath.
Yeah, because there's no way of looking angry whilst that's playing.
But I did.
But you did. Yeah, but trains are very specific in how angry they can make you, and it doesn't matter what you're listening to. I listen to podcasts that make me laugh, but if anyone doesn't take their bag off, really it does my head in.
Yeah, you can't judge someone for the way they are on a train.
No, because it's early in the morning.
Bad representation of someone.
Yeah, people got to go somewhere. Though last night, actually, this reminds me, I was on the train at Blackfriars going home. So it starts at Blackfriars, so you have like 10 minutes on the train before it goes. And some pricks, this couple, must have been our age, so about 25, 26.
Okay.
Making myself younger. Cool. Hey, fellow children. They had just gone to donut time. Right?
Okay.
And they were eating these donuts, and I looked at them and oh, that looks nice. Didn't say
they're really
that.
nice donuts, though.
Yeah, they must be because they're popping up everywhere. Mm-hmm. But these guys seemed, so the train was getting fuller and fuller. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was really full yet, but you know it's going to be because it's a main train out of London home. And they'd put their empty boxes, so they were in a 4. Yeah. They'd put their empty boxes on the seats in front. On each seat, not even just on one seat. They put them on both seats.
Put one box into the other box.
Yeah, no. And then people kept on coming in, and people, you know, British, so people just walked past and didn't say anything. And I was seething with. I had a seat, so I was fine. And actually, I was sat in the priority seat. So if anyone did come on that was, you know, pregnant, old, whatever, I should have got up, but I didn't see anyone, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I was seething with rage, being like, fucking move your boxes, you prick. He even put one foot on the seat. I was like, you fucking little twat. And I wasn't even affected.
Are there bins on your train as well?
Yeah, loads of bins.
Because you're like overground.
They're crap bins because they're slots, you know, they don't have like bins. They're like
you have to squidge it into them.
It's like, you have to put your fist basically in it.
On Sunday, I went to Olympia and I had to put my coffee cup in there and it just wouldn't fit.
No.
I just didn't do it because I was like, I'm lingering too long around the bin, and I just carried my coffee cup away.
But that's
I tried to
weirder.
get rid of it. I know.
Putting it in and then going, oh.
You just panic on trains though, like
they are tough places.
People are judgy.
Oh, we were there's another train story from this week. This isn't a train themed. There's no train vines, I don't think. We were coming back from Chippenham because we went to the country to our mates, and there were 6 girls and 4 boys. 4 boys were on a table of 4. Fine, it was nice. We were chatting quietly. The 6 girls managed to fit into the other 4 with a table, so 6, 3 on 2 on each side, and they got progressively more and more just loud. And at one point they were talking about something, and they screamed so loud that everyone around us went shh like that.
Oh my god!
And I was just like, but they didn't care, they didn't notice. But I was just like, okay, well, I can pretend I'm not with them. So it was great. But
I've never seen someone go shh on a train.
I know, but I could see. So I could see where I was sitting. So you know, on like big long distance trains,
Yeah.
they've got they have the tables. So you have two on two. Like, but they're back to back the tables. So I could see the other people on the other table behind where the girls were sitting.
Yeah.
And they were getting more and more irate, and it was like a middle-aged woman going like, "I'm not kidding. What's going on?" Like
Yeah. To be fair, I think it would annoy me.
it would be so annoying.
Especially if I was a middle-aged woman.
Yeah, because they were getting more and more loud, and then they screamed, and then they went, "Oh God," and then they went loud again. And it's like, oh no. But it was pretty good jokes. Pretty good weekend.
Do you remember that viral video where those people were putting a bagel on that guy's head on a train?
No.
And they're singing like, "Got a bagel on his head." It went viral.
Like,
it was like
asleep?
a few years ago.
The guy was asleep.
No, I think the guy was just like,
It's like,
he's
oh,
getting annoyed.
Oh right, he's got a bagel.
But like the whole carriage were
on
like,
his
he's
head.
got a bagel. And for some reason, this group of like, they were quite young. This group of kids just had like a pack of bagels and kept getting them out and like putting them on his head.
No, but that sounds class.
It's really funny.
I might have to dig that out later.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
So yeah, so that your week is just full of train business,
Train delays, yeah.
train delays. My week, I've got an update from last week's cat discussion. So as I said, we went away for the weekend, so I didn't see Beans for Friday, Saturday, neither morning nor night. And then Sunday evening we came back, opened the back door, she wasn't there, and then she bowls in an hour later with a new collar on. And guess what? Her collar had a name.
Are you serious?
Yeah. How mental's that?
Oh my
It was the week that I was like, no collar. But she's got a new collar on with a name. It's quite a nice little, it's got a little blue pendant.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the size of, you know, when you put the pounds, the little plastic things you put in trolleys when you don't have a pound. Well, it's just a pound, isn't
I was
it?
literally going to say.
It's just a
just
size of a pound. But it's plastic. And her name is, let me see if you can guess her name. So it's not Beans, as we thought last
Slim
week.
chance.
Slim chance. I'll give you 3 goes.
Okay. Oh, I'm just guessing.
Just guessing.
No clues.
No
anything.
clues. No.
Okay.
This isn't tenable. I don't know.
Spot.
No.
Am I close?
No.
Molly.
No. Think. I'm going to give you a clue for your final guess.
Okay.
Think outer space.
Wow. Gemini.
No, but that's all right. Actually, a better clue. Not think outer space. Think cocktails. Female cocktails.
Cosmopolitan.
She's called Cosmo.
What? Oh, Cosmo.
Cosmo. And I looked at her.
I started saying Cosmopolitan, and then I thought, no, she's not going to be fucking called Cosmopolitan.
Cosmo. She's called Cosmo. And
That's quite a cool name.
it's a good name,
It's a good name.
but she will always be Beans to me.
Obviously.
And it's a good name, but there was a split. There was like 5-minute thing. Was like, I don't even know you anymore. Like it was her fault. I don't even know.
Did it have her address?
Got her address, yeah.
Do you know where she lives?
Yeah, she's only like a garden away. I thought she was from miles away, so that's all right. At least she's got home now. I
figured she must be from like next door.
Not a problem, but there was a thought that I thought she was, stray. But she is only next door, basically, so it's pretty good.
But what if next door have taken her collar off and they've named her?
That's what I was thinking.
And they are another version of you.
I said that to Georgia. I said, well, why suddenly have they got this fucking
They decided to
name
put her name and her address on
and
it.
address? What if they've co-opted her more than us?
Yeah.
Imagine if next week I put of Beans, Beans, and my address on it.
You should write a note to them and tie it on the collar.
Well, yeah, but what would I say?
Just say your cat's really lovely.
You've got a really lovely cat.
I called her Beans and now I know she's called Cosmo. So thanks for clearing that up.
So thanks for clearing that up. She stayed over last night. Not the full night, but she stayed quite a while.
She stays most nights.
She stays, I'd say, 1 night a week.
You could get like, the little tags that you get on presents.
Yeah.
You could just get one of them, tie it to her collar.
That all swinging around, getting caught in branches.
Oh yeah, to be fair.
Might be a bit tough. I could just like elastic something onto it. There might be a way. Maybe if this goes well, this podcast, I could say I host. I co-host. Gosh, I keep saying that. Slip of the tongue. I co-host a very good podcast. I heard it through the grapevine, which is if you type in "heard it" into Google Podcasts. I don't know about other podcast providers. It's the 4th one that comes up. It's like heard it through something, heard it through some, and it's heard it through the grapevine.
I haven't checked Spotify, but it's probably
Spotify's
not 4th.
way down because we're against the song.
And there'll be loads of versions of that song.
Yeah, but
and there's probably other songs that
heard it through, or heard it on the wireless, or heard it
on the radio.
Yeah. So that's my week. Shall we begin our Vine Odyssey of this week? So you haven't actually told me what your Vine is.
No,
so
you haven't told me yours, have you?
No, I might have, but I don't think you were listening. So the first time listeners, this is where the part of the show where we actually discuss the Vines. We describe the Vines to each other and why we love them, and then the other person gives us a score out of 10. Mm-hmm. Would you agree that's the synopsis? Yeah.
That's what we do. So
I went first last week, so Liv.
So my Vine, it involves 3 or 4 men. I think it's 3.
Okay.
They're clearly Irish.
Right. I'm with you.
They're in a car.
Yes.
And one of them gets in, he's got some balloons.
Yeah.
The driver turns around and is like, "Are those helium balloons?"
Yeah.
And then the other guy in the guy in the passenger seat's like, he says something like, "Oh, for Christ's sake," he said something like that, and then it's like a video of the car going up because the car's going up from the helium, and then he's like, "It's too late," and there's a little commotion going on.
That is a good one.
I really like that one.
It's good because it's one of those rare Vines where it's actually like a solid joke.
There's a solid story there.
Yeah, and I think it's so there are 3 of them in the car. It's a good pick. I really do like this one.
I really like it
because it's one of them where they've used another thing, but they've used it well. Mm-hmm. And all helium balloons, and it's always funny to hear that accent.
But I googled it today. Mm-hmm. They've actually got another one that's a house. So the guy walks into the room with the helium balloons. They have the same conversation.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And then they're like, "It's too late" at the end, and it's like a little house floating.
So they must do it then.
Yeah, and then it cuts back to them in the house, and they're like swaying, and they can't stand still.
I always assumed that it was like a separate like video of the car flying away because it's like a drone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they made those and made it, and it's there.
Yeah, you thought maybe they found that video of the car, and then they decided to. No. So they must have done it. They've got a YouTube channel. I think it's called. It's called like Fupeg. Fupin Egypt.
Fupin Egypt.
Fupeg.
Fupeg. It's called Fupeg. Go Google it.
Fupin Egypt.
Fupin Egypt.
Yeah, and they got loads of videos on there, the 3 of them. I watched one that was like 2 minutes long, and it's really funny actually. It's like when the Domino's
delivery.
Yeah, the Domino's delivery tried to upsell you, and it's like they're acting out a guy's ordering a pizza from Domino's, and then he tries to sell him, and then he tries to sell him a holiday, and tries to sell him his house as well. It's really funny. Like they're actually funny guys.
Well, they're lucky. The Irish are a very funny race.
Well, the accent makes the Vines, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that is a very much. If it was someone speaking the Queen's English, I don't think it would have been as funny. Because
I say it like helium balloons because of the way they say it.
Helium
but the way they say it sounds like that.
Are these helium balloons?
Like I think he goes, "I know it's helium balloons."
Well, we'll put it in now for people to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Are they helium balloons? Yeah, I told you the car's not here for helium balloons. It's too late. We're flying away.
There we go.
So what do you think?
What do I think out of 10? It's a very, very, very strong one, I think. Now, I don't want this to be clouded, my score to be clouded by last week, so I'm not even going to think about what last week's we scored.
Okay.
I think beat for beat is a great joke.
Yeah.
And that's why the underlying thing. I think it's probably a 9, if not a 9.2 or 3.
Yeah, because it's a really silly joke.
It's a really silly
Simple joke.
Simple joke. No one's getting hurt. There's no bullying.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.3
Yeah,
on the Vine
I
scale.
agree. I think it's really strong.
Really strong. We are, by the way, going to be introducing some terrible Vines because we don't want it to be like Vine was this Babylon of like amazing stuff.
Yeah, because it was full of shit as well.
It was full of dross. And on this weekend, actually, the last weekend just went, we were hungover on the Sunday morning and my mate Jack put on Vine compilation. I didn't see, but it was a 2-hour Vine compilation, right?
Wow.
And I've never watched one that long.
No,
The longest
me
I've
neither.
done is 19-20 minutes.
Yeah, me too.
And some of them were just filler. Like it was terrible. I'll have to watch it again and pick out some of the worst ones, and we'll have to discuss that.
Those compilations, they're trying to appeal to everyone's humour.
Yeah, and they've appealed to no one's. Much like this podcast. So, my Vine from this week is a guy called Chris with an H at the end, but it's all one word, Chris.
Okay.
He's an American guy, and it starts with him. So he's got this very much a similar style to my famous Vines where I was on my Samsung flip phone screaming. So he is very loud when he does it. And this is my favourite of his because it's again someone screaming to a camera, which I think is the funniest thing you could possibly do. Is that he pretends to be someone's mum, and he goes, hey, "What's that?"
It's the chair.
What?
It's always the chair.
Boom.
Why is it always my chair?
I don't know. Well, I
No.
think my chair doesn't make any noises like that.
Even when you sit down, it doesn't puff.
I beg your pardon. In today's news as well. I'll have to take that up. So he is an American guy and he shouts at the screen and he is pretending to be a mum and he goes, hey, kids, hey. And then he really loudly screams, Patricia! Right? And you can hear the echo because obviously he's on his own. And he goes, can you just be quiet because mum needs to do some work, like that. And it's just so funny because you're not expecting the Patricia because there was so much like venom in his face as he does it, and it's perfect.
Hey, kids, Patricia! Honey, can you be quiet? I'm just trying to do something.
And he's got from this there are loads that people have like overdubbed his Vine onto other videos. So there's ones, a lot of them are like cheerleading videos or people like twirling batons, whatever that is. And there's one where the girl's twirling and one of them drops it and then it overdubs the Patricia like that. And then all the other people drop it at the same time. So I don't know what happened in the original video, but it's class. There are so many different ones.
It's great that someone watched that video and thought, do you know what would fit really well over this?
My
that
mate.
Patricia Vine.
Yeah. So that's my Vine of the week, I'd say. How would you rate that?
I love it because it's like taking the mick out of someone that everyone knows. Everyone's familiar with that. Like everyone's familiar with either your mum or like your nan. Everyone's familiar with your mum.
Wow. I've got a story about my mum actually after this.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like everyone knows a woman like that.
Yeah.
Like your mum, your mate's mum, your
my
nan.
mum's very much. She will go naught to fucking mental in about 2 seconds.
My mum's not like that, but I have friends ones who are like that.
Yeah, and they don't. They're the kind of mum. They don't give a shit who's in their house.
Yeah.
They will just lose it.
They're the best.
They're the best mums.
If I ever have children, I want to be one of those mums.
Yeah, because I feel like I've got my personality from my mum shouting at me.
Yeah,
because
no,
I
and
do just shout a lot.
and I don't give a shit if I embarrass my child because you're being a dickhead in the first place.
Yeah.
For me to have to shout at you.
Yeah, it's your fault that it's come to this. It's come to this.
It's your fault that I'm embarrassing you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So how
So
many?
yeah, so I like that about the vibe.
Nice.
I like that he picked the name Patricia.
Yeah, because that's a funny name.
I wonder who Patricia is. I wonder if he was just like, oh, this name fits so well.
Yeah, because it's da da da. It's like 3 levels of.
I really like it actually.
Good. I've brought a good one then.
I'm trying to think of a flaw. I can't really think of one.
There is no flaw. What I will say about his style, though, he's got some other vines that are a little bit less good. But because he's a bit, I don't know, just a bit bitchy in his other vines. But this one's perfect.
Right.
So I don't know why that shouldn't cloud. If we're just taking each vine as its own thing,
Yeah.
that shouldn't cloud your judgment.
Yeah, I think I would give that a 9 too.
A 9.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's going in the score. We will have a. So I gave your one a 9.2, didn't I?
Yeah,
And you gave mine one a 9. Only a 9. So that gives our score board. Looks a bit like this. In top place, we have. What was your one today?
Those helium balloons.
Those helium balloons.
What did you just say?
Those heli boobs.
Those
They're like got wheels on them.
those helium balloons.
People skate around shopping centres with them.
They just float off.
Yeah. But oh no, we've gone away now. And then in joint second or third, don't know how it works. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and Patricia. And then in last place, as if he hasn't suffered enough, that iridocyclitis boy.
It's good
from
that
last
he's
week.
in.
Bullying's very own
Yeah.
iridocyclitis. So my story. So I've behind the curtain, a little bit glimpse behind the curtain for the listeners.
Oh, is this your story about your mum?
I run. No.
Oh.
I write a list of things I want to talk about.
Okay.
And today, or no, I wrote this last night. Sorry, and I just wrote worst dump, but I didn't. I don't mean that way.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring in that story about when I said to you the other day, isn't it weird how people poo on the back of toilets?
What?
Do you remember we had that and I drew a diagram for you to show you?
Oh
Because
yeah.
I said it's
Yeah,
weird
but it's
how
not-
people's poo hit the back of the toilet.
Yeah, but I don't think that is weird because
I think that's really weird.
I've had many that hit the back
I
of
think
the
it's weird
toilet.
that you don't find that weird.
What I find weird is because we were talking, because I started to agree with you, but we were talking separate things. So the back of the toilet is still inside the toilet.
It's inside the bowl, yeah,
It's
but it's the
inside the
back of the bowl.
Yeah. But what I don't get is when there's sometimes a little bit of brown mess on the toilet seat at the back. And that's what I thought you meant.
What do you mean, like you can see it when you close the toilet, the lid? What's it called?
No, Jesus Christ, have you had that
Where?
before?
No,
Not you, but you've seen that. What, when you shut the
I
lid
guess so.
and it's on the thing?
no, like you can. It's on the back of the seat bit,
Yeah.
but you can only really see it because the lid sort of hides loads of it.
Oh, no. What I mean is it's on the inside rim on the back.
So if you lift
So
the
it's had contact with an arse.
wait, so if you lift the seat, like if you're going to do a pee,
No. It's actually on
so
the
the seat's
toilet
down.
seat.
I've never seen that before.
Used to happen quite a lot. I used
Where-
to see it a
where?
lot. I'm not going to name names,
What,
but
at work?
I don't know.
I think work toilets are pretty bad toilets.
Yeah.
I think it's even worse because you don't expect people to like destroy a work toilet.
You don't know who's there, and it could be anyone's.
What? Who's there while you're doing it?
No, yeah. You don't know who's going to dob you in. That's the risk. That's what I don't like about it. You can never
Like-
trust anyone.
Girls' toilets aren't that bad at work, but but then you do when something happens. I feel like all the girls talk about it.
So
It's a big deal. And obviously we have periods, which is even worse.
for a lot. Wow, we went there. Okay.
It's true. It's true though.
So, I don't know where to come from that. So, right. So I think a lot of men have a preconception of what women's toilets are like.
Okay.
Are they a wonderland that we think? Smelling of potpourri?
Do you know what? Most of the time I'd say yeah.
Yeah. Because it must be good because women, right, so I'm trying to skirt away on this without sounding like typical Brexit voting sexist, right?
Like, don't know that girls poo and stuff.
What?
That's what you're avoiding to sound like.
No, I know. Believe me, I know. Alright? The footage I have, I know. No, gross, that went weird, that went south. No, why do we, because it must be good, because you all go to the fucking toilet together, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah, that is so true. Like even when you're in a bar, you all go together.
Is that more of a safety thing?
Well, like safety in numbers?
Yeah, because men are pigs.
No, I think it's just that's the time when it's just you guys.
Yeah, I suppose you can talk about Darren and Keith or whatever.
And if you want to put on makeup, like if you want to top up your makeup in the toilet, which you would in a bar normally, it's a bit awkward when you're doing that on your own.
Yeah, I
it's
suppose.
nice to have someone else doing that with you.
Yeah, because if a stranger walks in and you're like, hi.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. But anyway, my actual story about worst dumps was it was following on from last week when I talked about me getting dumped as a fresh-faced 11-year-old in year 7 in art.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was outside English, but art was when I realised something was awry. I remembered that this is possibly the worst thing I've ever done to someone else.
Okay.
So in year 5 or 6.
Sake.
What? You thought it was real? It's never real.
Yeah, I thought it was like
I've never dumped. This is the
substantial.
thing. I've never dumped someone in my life.
In your life?
No, in real relationships, I'm always the dumpy. All right?
Yeah, the dumped.
I'm always the dumped. Yeah, dumped one. Which is, something I'm proud of. I've never hurt someone.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess I have, though. Otherwise, they wouldn't have dumped me. But I have hurt this lady. So we were in year 5 or 6, I can't remember. And in this, so we had our classroom, and then there was a little offshoot room where you'd have like, not assembly, but like when they do the register in that room, or did you used to have that? There'd be like a breakout room or a breakout area, and there's a different room from our classroom.
Yeah.
And we used to have these little whiteboards, right, that we would do certain things and talk about stuff.
Draw willies on.
Yeah, well, no, I think that was before my time. I was 10, so I
Oh, okay.
don't know if I drew willies until I was 12.
18.
18 maybe. Still do it now. But I was in a relationship with someone, right? And I don't know, right, so I was going out with someone, but it obviously meant that we once went, oh, you want to go? Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
And never spoke to each other. And, oh God, it's really bad. So I wanted to break up with her. I don't know why. Probably because I was bored that day. Had Lego to build, I don't know.
You thought, I don't want this commitment.
I don't need this commitment, all right? I'm going into my key stage 2s. Is it key stage 2 at year 6?
Yeah.
Must be good. CATS tests, get into school. I need all my focus on that, all right? I've got a burgeoning career.
So you made like a really grown-up decision.
Yes, yeah. And I think that should be commended, because a lot of people don't break up when they should break up, or don't own up to why they're breaking up with someone, okay? At the time. So, I could have done this better, though. We were in assembly, or we were in we were in a little class. There was about 30 other kids in there. There was a small room, and I wrote on my whiteboard, I'm not going to name the name, but I wrote X.
And that is she.
That's the name. You're dumped. Right? And I went, X, and turned the whiteboard around. Oh God.
What did she do? Did she cry?
I think so.
Oh.
I think she got up and left the room.
Do you know what? She probably didn't give a shit, but you remember it like she cried her eyes
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Because it makes you feel better.
Thing is, we were friends after, so it was fine. But
yeah.
yeah, that is the worst thing I've done.
That's the worst thing you've done in your whole life.
No, no, it's not. I don't know why I said that, but it's the worst. Like when I look back, that was terrible.
Yeah, that's like, if she told her mum that, her mum
Yeah.
would have been like, well, he's not a nice boy.
No, and that's what
Like,
rankles.
he's a nasty boy.
Yeah, all right. I'm not though. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm a good man. I'm a good guy. What about you? Have you got any bad dumps?
God. I feel like my primary school relationship was just, it was like me and two friends, and we all just kind of fought over this one boy
Right.
for like a good 3-4 years.
Oh God. So the OC, like the OC.
Yeah. Well, so he would be with me, and then he'd be with her, and then he'd go back to me, and like that was
Oh,
just
he's
how
a
it
fucking
was.
fuckboy.
But me and him were like best friends.
Right.
And I actually saw his mum. There's no hard feelings. Like when
Okay.
I see him out, we get on. I still see him well, I haven't seen him for years now, but
Yeah.
you know, when I used to go out in Watford, I'd see him and we'd catch up.
Chair again.
And I saw his mum maybe about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So when do you leave? You leave year 6 when you're like
11.
11.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 years ago. I'll say I saw her when I was like 19.
Okay.
Or 20. I saw his mum in town, and we obviously we get on really well. I chatted to her, and she said to me, "Do you know what? To this day, you're still my favourite girlfriend that he's ever had."
Oh my God. That's
And I was like, "Oh, I've been with someone for like 3 years now."
That's a terrible indictment on the other girls in his life.
I know. I was really chuffed.
Yeah, well done, mate.
This might have been like 5, maybe it was 5 years. I don't know, all merged into one. But it was a long time since we'd left primary
Yeah.
school.
Oh, fair play.
I think I'd left secondary school.
That's a pat on
So
the
I
back
must
for
have
that.
done something right.
Yeah, you must have been putting in the work.
Yeah.
Must have been a very charming young girl.
I wonder now if I'm still the best one, in her opinion.
Well, we might
I'd love
maybe
to
check
find out.
this week and tell us next week.
We'll ask her. I've
Well,
got her on
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, we'll send her a message. We'll make a Facebook thing for this, and we'll send her a message from that.
Yeah, I think it was in like Topshop.
Right.
It's happened.
The old Top Shop near Charter Place, or the new one in the middle of the Harlem.
See now I'm thinking it's where the new one is, but it
Right,
might
so it
have
might
been when it used to be Republic.
Right.
I don't know when
is
that
ages
became
ago,
Republic. No, it wouldn't have been that long ago. Oh no, yeah, it would have been.
So I haven't lived in Watford for nearly 3 years, and that Top Shop was there before I left, I think.
Yeah, maybe it was about 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
So maybe I was like 17.
So that's still 6 years from the
17,
from the event.
18, yeah.
That's still good. That's
And he'd
well done.
still gone through the whole of secondary school.
Yeah.
Which
Did you
is
go to
which
the
is where you
same
have a
secondary
few.
school
No, we
separate?
didn't.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fine then. That's
Yeah.
good. Well done.
Yeah, that's my favourite ex-boyfriend story, I think.
Mm.
I was a prick to all the others. So I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
It
Fair
makes me
enough.
sound like a dickhead.
Say goodbye, Liv.
Thanks for listening to Heard It Through the Grapevine. And see you next week.
Lovely. Bye-bye.
Bye.